before they headed to India. Are you interested? Are you interested in seeing how the company goes from here? I am. Let's get into the one strangest thing they have on Impact, and that is Rockstar Spud and Swoggle. Look, it's obvious they're going to probably do the same thing they did for Rockstar Spud. They're going to do it for Swoggle. Swoggle just got his ass handed to him. He just got his butt beat up and got a cut over his eye. Now, they have to set this up for Slammiversary. It's more than a month. They can't just do this on a regular Impact. If they actually do this, it'll be kind of stupid. And I'm kind of hoping they actually open the door for midget wrestling. Look, when was the last time you've heard of midget wrestling on a large promotion? And as much as a lot of people are going to say that Impact isn't a large promotion, Impact Wrestling is a distant second to the WWE. It just is. There is no other company that even comes close to the WWE, and it's Impact. They are a distant second, but they are the second largest company there is, even with their dwindling. Well, I can't say that this is going to go deeper in the hole for them. They could easily rebuild. But this is the only other company next to WWE that you can see something like midget wrestling. And I'm kind of hoping they'll actually promote this as a midget wrestling match into Slammiversary, and then after Slammiversary, they actually start doing midget wrestling. Why not do a division for little people wrestling, or whatever you want to call it? I still say make it what it is, which has been known for decades. Midget wrestling. It's not being disrespectful to little people. It's just what it's been called. It doesn't mean it's to be disrespected. And if it is disrespectful, I am sorry, but they could make some type of division for anyone who's a little person. Why not? Why not do something that WWE is not doing at all anymore? They did it briefly with maybe about 2 or 3 or 4 little people wrestlers, and then they dropped it after a while. I want to see it come back. Now, Allie versus Amber Nova. Amber looked cute as hell. Allie looks cute as hell. But what does this give Allie? What? Look, Allie has been in a hole since the story with her and Braxton Sutter. It has been more about Braxton Sutter than it has been about Allie. And when you see the match between Amber Nova and Allie, people are screaming to cheer her. They want to cheer her. They're begging to cheer her. She should be having a prominent storyline. Now, possibly now, with Rosemary, you might get that. But here's the problem with Rosemary. What has she done in the last near 2 months? Nothing. So if you do let Rosemary work with Allie, Rosemary's not being prominently featured. Allie's barely been prominently featured. So you're going to have 2 women who's going to be in a storyline with Laura Van Ness, the crazy woman you want to just do something very bad to. And then you have Sienna, who has a cousin who's beyond stupid. I can't stand what they did to KM. They could have made him a prominent heel. And they made him look like Biff from Back to the Freaking Future. Duh. In the end, Allie won a match, but I don't see anything good for her. And where is, from Amber Nova, what is it? The grind? Or the garge? Wherever that is. Where is that? You guys tell me below. I don't know where that is. Joseph Park had his moment in the sun with Mackenzie and JB Borage. Jeremy did not want this match. Last week it was really good to see Big Papa Pump. It was good to see him. Now you get a little more elaboration from Jeremy. He don't want this. He was only thing he ever wanted to do is announce things. That's all. Now it doesn't mean he hasn't gotten his ass beaten in the ring. It's just he hasn't participated much in the ring. When it comes down to it, is this going to be interesting? No, not until you start seeing the training between Jeremy Borage and Joseph Park. If you do not see them train for this for the next 30 days, it won't mean anything. Now they did that with Jamie. How can I say this? Back in 2012 to maybe 2013, when they did this gimmick with Abyss, about to say the Abyss, because he's supposed to be darkness, and nobody wants to say the Abyss when they just want to say Abyss. He's supposed to be darkness. Say the Abyss of darkness. That's just how I see it. But anyway, when he turned to Joseph Park, they at least showed him training, showed him progressing to try and become a better wrestler, to become better in the ring. That is what made him special. I was glad to see that. Now you must do this with JB and Joseph Park. If you do not do this, it makes no sense. I just don't see it meaning anything. We had a match between Low-Ki and Andrew Everett, the second best match of the night. I could easily say it's the best match of the night for the simple reason of the story behind it. It's not about Andrew Everett. This is not about this. This is now actual, in a sense, heat. Even if the guys are not angry at each other. Sanjay may not be angry at Low-Ki at all. Low-Ki might have gone after this thing happened. He said, Low-Ki, I'm sorry. Low-Ki said, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean to do it. He said, you know, I know. But now, they took a legitimate injury that was obviously an accident. And Low-Ki's not a bastard. He does care. But they have turned this into something that can truly be something special going into India. No matter what arena they go to in India, they now have something that is actually one of the most prominent things that Impact Wrestling could have. You got Sanjay Dutt, who's known for years to be a great wrestler, a great Indian wrestler. You got Low-Ki, who's been known to be a great wrestler from Brooklyn, baby. And now Sanjay gets hurt by Low-Ki. Low-Ki, now, who's always been a great heel, has pissed the crowd off, acting like, oh, you learned your lesson? You learned your lesson? This is the sleeper hit. But I cannot say that is prominent yet until they go to India and start promoting this. This could actually be a match at Slammiversary. Drag it out. Sanjay may not still be cleared yet. So if they do this correctly, they stretch this out, pissing off Sanjay, making it more and more build, more anger towards Low-Ki, more anger Low-Ki, anger Low-Ki. And if we're lucky, by Slammiversary, if he has recovered enough, he can actually do the match and win the title for the first time. It'll mean something. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's see. Moose versus Eli Drake. What was that? Again, I can understand the reason why they did this. They didn't want to do a transitional champion. They're leaving the title on Moose, so when they go to India, he could drop it then. Because they're going to be there for at least a month. So they're going to do about 4 tapings there. So it's okay. I can understand it. But does it feel right to see it? No. 2 bad things about this. No. Yeah, 2 bad things about this situation. 1, seeing Moose not drop the title to Eli Drake, who obviously has much better charisma. He just exudes charisma. Then you got Chris Adonis, who's now taking the place of Tyrus. Why? I want to see Eli Drake all by himself. But you got the Adonis. I feel like it's a waste for him. Look, if he's gonna stab Eli Drake in the back, I can understand that. But as it stands, he's just dead weight. And I don't want to see dead weight with Eli. And I really don't want to see anything with Chris Adonis like this either. He's not a bad talent. He could easily do something. But let him be separate. Come on. Let's see here. LAX versus the Veterans of War. Only thing I can say about this, that they wanted this to end with LAX holding the titles. They just wanted to end this with the tag titles. They did. It wasn't a short match. It wasn't. But it felt like to me that when it came to what was it? I forgot the guy's name. Wilcox and I can't remember Crimson's name. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting it. But essentially, when you look at Veterans Award, this wasn't about them. This was about getting these titles and unifying them. If they are going to unify them. Now, either going to unify them at Slammiversary or they will unify them at India. They just want to get this done because, to be honest, you could have brought in more people from Noah, more people from Crash, more people from AAA, and continued having this tournament until Slammiversary, another month from now. You could have done it. But since you did this now, they just wanted to get it over with, and that's what you got. Finally, and if I'm forgetting anything, I'm sorry. AEP, Alberto El Patron versus Ethan Carter III in a steel cage match. Now, you guys tell me below. Doesn't it feel like Bruce Prichard is taking a little bit too much shine now? Because when you see, Dutch Montel and you see Karen Jarrett, they're not happy seeing him telling everybody what to do. Like I said in a couple of episodes before, it feels like they're beginning to make the emphasis about Bruce Prichard. And I didn't want to see that. If they did it about all three of them, fine. But now they're focusing on Bruce, and I feel like it's not necessary. I don't want to see a Bruce instead of a Karen or Dutch Montel. Put them all three together. Let them argue between each other. Fine. You can actually get something there. You can actually do three different factions between Karen Jarrett, Dutch Montel, and Bruce Prichard if you let them all be there at the same time. It'll be something you don't normally see, and if you structure it right, it could be something good. But in the end, you got a steel cage between the two, and it was the best match of the night. But here was something that scared me. The final part that ended the match, one of the two things. Next to the frog splash that AEP did, it was that stomp when EC3 was tied up in the ring ropes. I'm putting it in my face. Both instances, you can see when he came down onto his face and then onto his chest. That was bad. That looked ugly. Now, I'm hoping Ethan Carter III is fine. EC3 is fine. He didn't get hurt. But damn, you could have really gave that man a freaking concussion with the amount of speed and weight. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, when a person comes from a height, they're not the same weight. They actually increase in weight once they come to a dead stop. You can weigh 150 pounds, and at a dead stop of after about 15 feet, you could increase your weight up to about twice. So Alberto Apatron, if he was 150 pounds, he could have been about 300 pounds. And he's over 250 pounds, at least 240, 250. He could have been almost 500 pounds coming on Ethan Carter III's head. That scares me sometimes that they go this far. Hopefully he's fine. But in the end, Alberto won. Now let's see what they're going to do building for the next month in India to Slammiversary. It wasn't a bad show. There could have been a little bit more done, but it was okay. So I hope you enjoyed this Impact Wrestling. I almost forgot it. Leave a comment below. I just hope Ethan didn't get hurt. That was just, you see it in my face again. It was ugly. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace!